Look at a global air traffic map and you'll see invisible highways crisscrossing the planet. The North Atlantic is the busiest, thousands of flights shuttle daily between North America and Europe, connecting economies, families, and tourists. These routes are so established they seem permanent, a constant flow between two of the world's most developed regions. But shift your gaze south and the South Atlantic is almost empty, just a few lonely planes crossing between South America and Africa. Why is this vast ocean so devoid of air traffic despite large populated continents on either side? The main reason is economics. The cost of operating flights is high, and airlines need to ensure that there is enough demand to cover these costs. The North Atlantic links the world's wealthiest economies, generating huge demand for business and tourism travel. This region sees a constant flow of passengers and cargo, making it a lucrative route for airlines. In contrast, South America and Africa have limited direct trade and weaker economic ties. The volume of passengers and goods moving between these continents is much lower. Most South American trade is with North America, Europe, or China. These regions have established strong economic relationships over the years. African economies are more connected to Europe and Asia. These connections are vital for their trade and economic growth. Tourism is also minimal. There's little shared history or language to drive leisure travel between the continents. This lack of cultural and historical ties further reduces travel demand. Major cities are far apart, making direct flights long and expensive, so travelers usually connect through Europe or North America. This adds to the travel time and cost. Without strong business, tourism, or migration links, airlines can't justify frequent South Atlantic routes. The economic incentives simply aren't there to support regular flights. History, especially colonialism, shaped today's air routes. The legacy of colonialism is deeply embedded in the infrastructure and connectivity of our modern world. Colonial infrastructure in Africa and South America was built to connect with Europe, not with each other. This created a network that prioritized European interests and facilitated the extraction of resources. After independence, economic and cultural ties to Europe and North America remained strong, so airlines followed those established paths. The established routes became the backbone of international travel. Migration patterns reinforced this. Centuries of movement between Europe and North America created deep family and cultural links, fueling constant travel. In these, connections have only grown stronger over time. In contrast, migration between South America and Africa has always been minimal. The lack of historical ties and economic incentives has kept these regions disconnected. Without large diasporas or family connections, there's little demand for visiting friends and relatives travel across the South Atlantic. This results in fewer flights and less frequent travel. Airlines know this market is crucial, and its absence keeps the route quiet. The future of these routes depends on developing new economic and cultural ties. Practical aviation factors also matter, shaping the way airlines plan their routes and manage risks every day. The North Atlantic benefits from powerful jet streams, which help planes travel faster, saving both time and fuel for airlines and passengers alike. The South Atlantic, on the other hand, lacks these helpful winds, making flights slower and significantly more expensive to operate. Along the North Atlantic, a network of emergency airports lines the coast, providing crucial options for pilots in case of trouble. But the South Atlantic is a vast, empty stretch of water, with very few places to divert in an emergency, increasing the stakes for every flight. This lack of infrastructure adds risk and complexity for airlines, requiring extra planning and sometimes even special aircraft. Airline alliances and global hub systems reinforce these patterns, concentrating flights where connections and support are strongest. As a result, most long-haul flights focus on North America, Europe, and Asia, where demand and infrastructure are highest. With no major international hubs on either side of the South Atlantic, the region remains largely disconnected from the world's busiest air corridors. This isolation means that only a handful of flights cross these waters, and most global traffic flows elsewhere. The empty skies above the South Atlantic aren't just about geography, they're shaped by history, economics, and the choices people make. Until deeper economic and cultural ties form between South America and Africa, and more infrastructure is built, the South Atlantic will remain one of aviation's quietest and most mysterious frontiers, waiting for its story to unfold.